All right, Rich, thank you. Today, a hearing from one of El Faro's former captains. Hearings go into day 2. Investigators want answers to what happened when that ship departed from Jacksonville. It went down with 33 crew members on board. Channel 4's Chris Parento has been at those hearings all day, joins us live. Chris, what are the latest developments?
Bruce, the only person who's testified so far is a former captain of El Faro, as you mentioned. He has a lot of experience on this ship. He first started sailing on the ship when it was known as Northern Lights and sailed in Alaska on the trade up there. He then moved over to El Faro when the ship moved to the San Juan run between Jacksonville and Puerto Rico. He was very, very open with the panel this morning, talking about the ship and how it became more difficult to control when they switched to container cargo on board, making the ship rock more and more from side to side during a trip than it did in the past. He also said that when the ship was underway, there was no process for logging when scuttles were opened or closed on board. Those being open during heavy weather, he said, would allow for water to get into the ship. We also learned at the first hearing a couple of months ago that it took hours for towed executives to get back to Captain Michael Davidson when he asked for permission to change course. Captain Hearn said that this was routine in his experience. Family in attendance said that is something that needs to change.
I think what it does is it tells us that there's probably not like a 24-hour oversight. Certainly when a plane takes off at an airport, there's no one who is out of sight or out of line of communication, and that's a margin of safety. I think that maybe the men on the seas maybe deserve that same margin.
This afternoon, we expect to hear from an expert with the National Hurricane Center. He's supposed to be questioned about the difficulties in forecasting Hurricane Joaquin, the hurricane that El Faro encountered on the final voyage. He's also supposed to talk a little bit about the conditions that the ship may have encountered during that trip. Live downtown, I'm Chris Parento, Channel 4, the local station.